Hello, my dear folks. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the fun, I'd better say. Today, we're really having lots of fun because I like this moment. I like the moment of debating. It's not exactly debating because most of the time he and I we agreed upon the same thing. We're just trying to make a point by talking about each end at the end versus the fact that we have to ban ourselves.
Yes.
Right? Sometime.
We're just going deeper.
Yep. We're just going deeper, yeah. So today in the conversation, which goes deeper and deeper, we're talking about in terms of education, in addition to classroom education, are we still doing a good job or sufficient, at least sufficient job to keep our kids to be taught the way they're supposed to, right? The conclusion is that we are not doing it well, and the conclusion is that at least we're not doing it well evenly.
That's right.
It has to be evenly, right? Okay, now, this society, United States somewhere, somehow needs doctors of anthropology.
Absolutely.
Of philosophy, of psychology, right? And of anything, all right? And even spiritual leaders. Right.
Absolutely.
Even spiritual leaders.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
That's
now, so the problem is that who do you think will make it even? Does it mean or does it reflect on the when the whole picture is concerned, a government job that to lead it somewhere somehow to go? I understand that education is not a federal job; it's a local job, right? It's a state job.
Okay. I am not a fan.
So what's your comment on that?
Yeah, I am not a fan of government determining our destiny through its own budgeting process.
All right.
I believe the human should be self-determined. And through their desire, through their development of talent, and the brightness of their light will shine if they become good at what they're doing. And so government loses funding for certain things. The budget should not control our humanity, and often it does.
Exactly.
And one other point, if I'd like to make on community, in this technological age, community is now sort of defined as seeking others of like mind to communicate with on the internet or something like that, where the traditional community concept is where people with different ideas, but that live close to each other, must get along and cooperate with each other to coexist. And now the community is not having as many, and it's a new, different word, and I think it's not going in the right direction.
Once again, it's the whole society is I would say it's a group of humanity put together for collective efforts.
Okay.
For example, why are there different tax laws to people? Why you and I pay different tax?
Right.
Because the government tries to make it fair. Chances are somehow stretched out to be somehow evenly to cover the rich and the poor and everywhere as possible.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Well, I would just say there's nothing fair in politics. And
but
the development
but
of the
you
tax
try to
law,
make it.
Well, they try to make it, but again, then it's all bloodied up by special interest
All right.
groups.
Now, the same thing applies to free market. A free market is like a jungle, right? You survive, you survive. You don't survive, you don't survive. You die, you die.
Right.
Right? It's like a jungle. Now, the capitalism is very surviving is because it applies to the jungle law. However, during the process of surviving, are there people dying?
During the process of anything, there are people dying.
There are people dying, right?
So
are those people dying not human?
No, they're human.
Well,
that's one thing which we talked about it here, that there'd be no problems in this world if everybody valued each other's life equally.
Yeah.
That's where equality comes from, the value of the life itself.
When the society is so advanced, so developed, that we have some surplus already there, why don't we take the service to help the undeveloped?
Well,
or less fortunate?
Right. I believe I believe our society does a good job. If somebody has a real need, that they'll be taken care of. If they, in fact, if you just looked at the welfare incomes are higher than average incomes in many states right now. I don't think I like that, but that's okay. Other people do. So that's a question. But I also don't. I'm not a fan of people taking care of other people that don't put out an equal effort to take care of themselves. So we want to talk about what's fair. You got to put out equal efforts to do your best to take care of yourself, and then that's when other people's generosity and charity can come in and finish the job.
And I believe, in addition to that, basically you're right. But the fact is that in the meantime, when they are talking about free market.
Yes.
They're talking about the jungle laws. They themselves do not apply the jungle laws. They themselves are taking advantages. Okay, now, to give you an example. Okay, now, do I have the same starting point as equal as to the son of Rockefeller?
Well, see, I think that's my concept, which I think was even Jesse Jackson's concept of we all should have an equality of education opportunities. Okay. And so the money that the Rockefeller will inherit, which I think was earned and has a right to be inherited, will be different than what you
earned by doing what?
Well, probably by doing business over time. Some businesses over time have had some immoral activities.
That probably we can chase all the way back to the early days, very early days, when Rockefeller himself started his first business.
Right.
All right?
He made it. He
now,
created it.
He made money when people were joining the army to fight for the war, to fight for the freedom of the country.
Okay.
And he paid money for people to fight for him in his name.
Okay.
Right? When he was busy making money.
Okay.
Was it fair?
Well, but I look at it a slightly different way. He's busy making money, but he's also busy creating jobs and allowing people to have their 2 kids in
at the time when the country needed young men to fight for its freedom?
Everybody can't fight. That's
yeah, of course.
Right.
Why not him?
I don't know what his
and
age
he say,
was.
why not me? Right?
Yeah.
And he may say, why me?
But we will say,
why not you?
The Roosevelts.
We say, why not him?
The Roosevelts had a lot of money. Teddy Roosevelt fought in the Spanish-American War.
Yeah, that was the time when he was just started, the Civil War, right?
Well, the 1890s.
No, the 18
in Cuba,
1812 or some
no,
some,
yeah,
1830, 1890,
yeah,
somewhere.
Right.
Okay, now the war, right?
Well,
okay,
and then we have had I forget which president. Well, I guess Kennedy's brother.
I'm not saying that he was doing the wrong thing,
right,
or to criticize him.
Right.
I'm trying. The only point I'm making is trying to make is that it was not an equal ground.
I don't believe. I never fool myself for a minute that there's equality in this world.
For a guy who was probably as equally smart as Rockefeller, who yet ended up being a soldier to fight for our freedom, who yet survived. Okay, now, are we talking about starting the same ground, the same starting line?
Each life,
same opportunities.
I think this is so much fun. I can't believe it. I think each life has a random pattern, and they can't be pre-planned.
Yeah, I know.
So it's a random pattern. What cards are dealt to you, I accept them.
I agree. I agree with you in this regard.
Okay.
Yeah. Suppose if there's God. There's God who can make it even. Suppose, like whatever they say, Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, whatever, whoever, say that chances are equal. And suppose if the old cliches say everybody was born equally, okay, against those I have more examples to indicate they are not equally born.
But and let me say this, which might be ridiculous. Going through life on planet Earth when everything's equal sounds really boring.
No.
Sounds boring to me. Because it's all of these necessities to make judgments and changes in your own direction to kind of. I think life is fun. I think if you're not having fun, don't wake up. It's fun.
All right. So don't mislead me, okay?
Yeah.
Life is fun. I have no problem with that.
Right.
Life is fun enough to be interested in, to be for you, at least for me, to keep being interested in.
Okay.
Right? So life has more problems than fun. That's my point. The problem being that sometimes you're cheated. Sometimes you're cheated by your own people. Sometimes you're cheated by those who are successful people.
That's true, but
Who are
still,
supposed to be your
yeah.
example to follow.
But cheaters never prosper. That's one of my.
Well, no,
They
no.
prosper for a
No,
while,
no.
but maybe
That's too old. That's too
Yeah,
old.
I know.
Too old to saying. But right now I'm talking about Rockefeller.
Yeah.
Right? So now, if he did not cheat this country in the very beginning by lying, by buying those people, bribe those people, who pay those people who would fight for him in his name, would he have the money to make, time to make money?
You know, I think talent always finds a way.
Yes.
I think talent finds a way.
Yes, and then we're talking, you're telling me, somebody trying to teach me, Jack, you got to believe everybody's chance is equal.
See, that's one of the beauties of
Not
life is
equal.
that I know so many people that are very talented or some not so talented that have tried something and it's theoretically failed.
I
They
have
try
no
again.
problem. I have no problem
Yeah.
to see that.
Yeah.
My only problem is that now that being the fact, do not tell me that everybody is born equal.
No, nobody's, no. Right
No,
in the book
no,
I
not
said
equal.
there are
Yes.
not, equal twins are not equal.
Yeah, that's my
They're
problem.
not.
All
Yeah,
right. So
identical twins aren't
it
equal.
looks that Ken and I were not done yet. We have to have another show talking
should.
about equality. All right. So, well, so much for today. We're running over time already, so we do a little cutting a little later. So,
And
I hope you enjoy it.
And may I just share my love with your viewers?
Sure.
They are blessed to have you.
All right, thank you. And to my audience, thank you for watching this show. I thought I was going to do the last of this series, and it looks that we're not done yet. So be expecting next one. So to Ken, thank you very much.
My
And
honor.
I enjoy the argument.
Thank you for being my friend.
All right, good.